Robert Elliott Kahn was born December 23, 1938, in Brooklyn, New York. In 1960, he earned his BEE in electrical engineering from the City College of New York, and then earned both his MA and PhD in electrical engineering from Princeton in 1962 and 1964, respectively. In 1967, after two short stints at AT&T, Bell Labs, and MIT, Kahn arrived at BBN, where he started to develop ideas for computer networking. In 1968, Kahn joined the ARPANET development team at BBN, but more on that in a moment. First, we have to introduce Kahn's partner in crime. Vint Cerf was born on June 23, 1943, in New Haven, Connecticut. He graduated from Stanford in 1965 with his BS in mathematics and went on to work at IBM for 2 years. Afterwards, he left IBM to study at UCLA, where in 1970 he earned his MS in computer science, followed 2 years later by a PhD in the same discipline. While at UCLA, Cerf became involved in the ARPANET project and spent his time in the discussion and development of the ARPANET host computer software. Interestingly enough, Cerf credits his interest in computer science and networking to not only his work at IBM, but also to a hearing impairment he suffered from as a child. Before we go any further, here is a little bit about ARPANET. ARPANET was created as a way to network a number of computer systems together over a large geographic area to allow for faster, cheaper means of exchanging information. ARPANET originally contained 4 nodes located at Stanford, UCLA, University of Utah, and UC Santa Barbara. Once ARPANET was successfully up and running, the next step was to connect it to 2 other similar networks, PRNet and SATNet. There was just one problem. The 3 networks were technologically incompatible, which meant that someone had to develop a way to successfully deliver information between them. This is where Kahn and Cerf come in. The two first met in 1969 at UCLA when Kahn was on campus to test ARPANET. In 1973, Kahn was trying to figure out how to connect ARPANET, PRNet, and SATNet together, and he approached Cerf with an idea for a system of interconnecting networks, or Internet for short. 1 year later, in 1974, Cerf and Kahn published a paper called A Protocol for Packet Networking Intercommunication that described their design. It contained 2 key elements: Transmission Control Protocol, or TCP, used to provide reliable transmission of packets of information over the networks, and a set of routers sitting between the networks, which allowed for passing of traffic and the handling of inter-network addressing. TCP would be reformulated in 1978 as a set of 2 protocols, a host protocol, TCP, and a separate internetwork protocol, IP. This new structure, referred to as TCP/IP architecture, greatly simplified operations and helped to increase both the number and diversity of networks connected to the Internet. In summary, the TCP/IP architecture played a major part in the massive expansion of the Internet, from its beginnings as ARPANET, PRNet, and SATNet to what we know it as today. Today, both Kahn and Cerf remain very visible figures in computing. Kahn is the chairman, CEO, and president of the Corporation for National Research Initiatives, which he founded back in 1986. Cerf currently works at Google as vice president and chief internal evangelist. In addition, both men played a hand in setting technical standards, policies, and educational activities for the Internet, helping it to become what it is today.